Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time. Today, I'm going to tell you a story that's kind of embarrassing. It has a good ending, but in any case, when I was in elementary school, there was a dance, and the people got up and they danced, all the little kids. I was one of those small kids, and I don't know why. It was, but I really didn't want to dance. I was scared out of my mind, and I didn't want to do it. And the DJ who was in charge of this elementary school dance was really insistent and aggressive, which made me turtle up even more hardcore. And the girl that I wanted to dance with hated me because I was never one of the like popular kids, and even in elementary school. No, I was even a social outcast way back then. Small me. And there was a girl that wanted to dance with me, and I didn't want to dance with her because she wasn't the girl that I wanted to dance with. And so she came up to me, and she tried to very aggressively pull me onto the dance floor to dance. I didn't want to do it, and so I spent the next, what seems like an eternity, right? When those moments that seem to stretch out forever. I went to the window in the sort of cafeteria, because that's where it was, right? And there was a window in the cafeteria, and there was a windowsill big enough for me to sit on. So I sat on it, and then I put my knees up, and I put my head in between my knees and my arms around my knees. And I just sat like that and refused to talk to anyone or any sort of thing for a really long time. My mom was there, and the teachers were there, and the moms were there, and the parents were there, and stuff like that. And she came over, and she's like, "You okay?" Blah blah blah. It's fine. You don't have to dance. All this stuff. Being a good mom. And I was just like, no, being immature as a kindergartner. Just being not responding to anything, and just being there. Not even really understanding why I was doing what I was doing, but doing it in any case. And eventually I was bribed with ice cream. So I could see this area, and this is all ridiculously clear to me, even now. I could see this area in between my knees, underneath my knees, on the windowsill, and my mom slid an ice cream treat underneath it into my view and just sort of walked away. And maybe, what seems like an hour was probably 5 minutes. I was like, all right, I'll have some ice cream, it'll be fine. And one of the teachers, and it was crazy because this teacher was a super strict teacher. She wasn't one of the favorites for the kids. She was very strict and harsh, and she was hard on all the kids. I think retrospectively, I think in a good way, but she wasn't the favorite or anything. But she came over, and she was like, "You want to go upstairs and play some games?" And I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Yes, I do. I love games." And so we just hung out. We just played the board games in the kindergarten room. Wait, not kindergarten, elementary school, what have you. I was small, I think 4th grade or 5th grade or something like that. But in any case, went up there and we played games, and it was fine. But from that point on, I would have this incredibly strong emotional reaction to stay away from anything that involved dancing, dances, any sort of public dancing and things like that, and to totally shut down anytime anyone said, "Hey, do you want to dance?" Totally nice, just "Hey, I'm inviting you to come hang out with us. Do you want to dance?" It was total like the strongest emotional reaction, one of the strongest emotional reactions I've had to anything is sort of like totally shut down. And that's sort of, growing up, going through the school system, there are dances and proms and semiformal. I didn't go to my prom, I didn't go to my spring fling, and all those fancy things everybody talks about. I didn't go to any of those. When I was in ninth grade, so the beginning of high school, freshman in high school, I was friends with a bunch of people, and they're like, you should come, you should just come. You don't have to dance. You can just hang out with us and it'll be fun. It'll just be like hanging out and everyone will be there and it'll be a good time. And I was feeling bold and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it a try, I'm gonna, deal with this silly thing back from elementary school. I'm gonna like rise above it. I'm gonna be better than that. So I went there and I hung out like a bump on a log and probably looked really miserable. And I was trying really hard not to be miserable. I was like putting in full effort. And then this girl comes over and she said, hey, do you want to dance? And of course I have this super fantastic emotional response of shutting down and getting really upset. Also because I specifically said ahead of time, like, I don't want to dance. I'm just going to go to hang out. I don't want to dance, so don't ask me to dance. And she was like, I'm not going to ask you to dance. Don't worry about it. Her specifically. And I was like, cool. Then I'll go. It's safe. No dancing, safe. And so yeah, she asked me to dance. I shut down. I got really upset. I was really upset for the rest of the night and hung out there being upset. So in any case, I'm 26 years old, and getting to that dance, I was probably 10, so it's been approximately 15, 16 years, and last night, I went to a Glitch Mob concert in Providence, and it was awesome. The opening acts were cool, and all of that stuff. And I had decided, secretly, telling no one of the people that I went with, that I was going to finally just deal with this bullshit. This silly, like, deep-seated childhood thing that there's no reason for me not to dance. And I like to dance. I do dance. I have danced many, many a time when no one is around in my room. And I enjoy it. It's fun. I love music. I love dancing. I always have, really, deep inside. But it's sort of that whole experience early on, and then the compounding experiences of like sort of being betrayed and and people not really understanding that kind of thing. But I danced last night. It happened. First time I've danced in public in 15 years, more than 15 years. Because, I didn't dance then. The only time I can remember dancing is when my aunt got married. And I was very, very little. Maybe I was like 5 or something. I don't know. But what the fuck, right? 20 years. 20 years of not dancing in public. 20 years of like being afraid of that. And just like letting go of that was awesome. It was phenomenal. It was so good. And I was like riding a high for the rest of the night. Just like being pumped, walking back to the car, just like jumping on things and having an awesome time. I like jumped and danced until my legs gave out. Like literally, this happened to me. I was jumping around and my legs gave out and I caught myself before I was all the way down to the ground. But all of a sudden I was falling. I was like, I'm an old man now. It's just my legs do not work anymore. But it was awesome. So, dance. Don't be afraid to dance, or whatever it is, because I'm sure that somewhere inside of you there's this thing that you really want to do, but there's some inexorable force holding you back. You might not even be able to trace it back to kindergarten or to elementary school like I did. You might not know where it is or what it's doing, but maybe this story will give you some motivation to do that thing that you really want to do. You're afraid for one reason or another. You're afraid that you'll look silly, or you're afraid that people might not like you or make fun of you or something like that. Just let it go. Maybe it'll take you 20 years like it took me, but hopefully it won't take you 20 years. Hopefully it'll take you less. And that is today's tea time. I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh, I want to mention, this is off topic. I have one glove on because I fucked up my left wrist. I don't know how I did it, but it's fucked up. So I'm wearing just the one glove so I can remember when I'm about to do something with that hand. I say no, and I don't do it. So I'm resting it for a week. I'm doing nothing, almost nothing with my left hand. I have to type. I type so much. I would not make any videos at all ever if I couldn't type, because I have to type out the script. I can't just like sit here and blah 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 on forever. It's not a concise format, which is the tutorial central format. So I'm gonna keep to that. I am gonna type with my left hand, but just pretty much just maximize rest, everything I can do to just relax it. I talked to Robert, and that's what he suggested. And initially I said, no, it's fine. And then it got worse. So now I'm following the instructions of Robert. So that's why the one glove. This is also just like a circulation glove for whenever my wrists are hurting, I wear these gloves. I have the other one. And they help me feel much better. But yeah, I'm just doing the one so I can remember to relax it. And that's it. Should be finishing up a video today to be released tomorrow. It's been JaKaTaK and tea time. I'll see you later.